I'm just getting some breaking news right now. In the initial list submitted by the Chief Minister designate, Idapadi Palanisamy, in fact, who was sworn in just recently by the governor, the name of Sasikala's nephew, TTV Dinakaran, has figured as a minister. This is very important, this bit of news, because in the initial list that was released, one did not see Dinakaran's name at that point, but we're hearing is that now TTV Dinakaran, who's the nephew of Sasikala, her sister's son, figures as a minister. The governor has raised objections to the same. We hear that Governor Vidyasagar Rao is not very pleased with this development, saying that he will have to seek legal advice on TTV Dinakaran because of the legal cases pending against him before he can be sworn in. I'm going to go straight across now to consulting editor and senior journalist here, Sudhir. Sudhir, good morning. What do you make of this, sudden change that has happened? Why is it that TTV Dinakaran's name has been figured as a minister in the cabinet?
Well, you would remember at 11:30 a.m. when Idapadi Palanisamy was invited by Governor Vidyasagar Rao on Thursday to be sworn in as the next chief minister. Subsequently, a list of ministers was submitted by the CM designate. And I am told by my sources that that list contained included the name of TTV Dinakaran, the Deputy General Secretary of the party. It was then that Governor Vidyasagar Rao raised objections, saying that he will have to take legal clearance before going ahead to swear in TTV Dinakaran also as a minister. And if Palanisamy insisted on his name, he may have to delay the entire swearing-in ceremony. That's when Palanisamy decided that probably it would be better not to include Dinakaran's name. There was a meeting between Dinakaran and Palanisamy subsequent to the red flag raised by Governor Vidyasagar Rao. So it was only at the insistence of Raj Bhavan, this is what my sources tell me, that TTV Dinakaran's name was dropped from the list of ministers to be sworn in on Thursday evening at 4:30 p.m. So in that sense, it basically shows that the Shashikala camp was indeed pushing, as we were claiming all along that afternoon on Thursday, that TTV Dinakaran was also to be sworn in as a minister. Subsequently, when the list came out at around 3:30, it did not include his name. Now we know that it was at the insistence of Raj Bhavan and Governor Vidyasagar Rao that his name was dropped, not because the Shashikala camp did not want his name to be included. So this is a big breaking news that we are breaking here on India Today, that TTV Dinakaran had intentions of being sworn in as a minister in Palanisamy cabinet, and it is only because of the red flag raised by Raj Bhavan that his name was dropped.
Oh, absolutely. This is a very, interesting bit of news that has come about, because all of this happened on Thursday. In fact, Sudhir, we even went through those names in that list on Thursday itself, and on Friday there have been so many meetings, consultations within the VK Sasikala camp. So now what happens? Can we expect the floor test to actually take place at the scheduled time, or will there be a delay in this?
No, this wouldn't have any bearing on the floor test. The floor test, of course, goes ahead. But now that one more MLA, Arun Kumar, has decided that he is not going to be part of the EPS camp, that reduces the number by one more. Now, that is definitely going to put a spanner in the works. And really, as Ravi Shastri would always say, go down to the wire. That's how this entire floor test is going to be. One or two MLAs, or now probably just about half a dozen MLAs, could actually have a bearing on whether Palanisamy remains a chief minister for the next few months or years, or whether he remains a do-din ka Mukhyamantri.
All right. T.S. Sudhir, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go straight across now to Akshata Nandgopal, who's joining us. In fact, she's been tracking all the developments outside Opanir Selvam's residence, and also to Ashish. He, in fact, has been keeping a very close watch on the activities outside the Golden Bay Resort. The place which has been shrouded in secrecy, the place where all of these MLAs have been kept together. Akshata, coming to you first. It's finally the day when both of these warring factions are preparing themselves or bracing themselves for this floor test to prove who really has the numbers. Now, what are you getting to see outside Mr. Paneer Selvam's residence? Are you seeing a lot of activity? He's someone who has even called for a secret ballot.
Well, Avantika, good morning first of all. I'm standing right outside Paneer Selvam's residence. Over the last few days we've been here, there's been a lot of activity. Early in the morning, even at 8 o'clock, you'll see a lot of supporters. But today, I think there's a bit of nervous energy in the air. Paneer Selvam, of course, would have definitely had a sleepless night. I'm also standing meters away. In fact, down the road is where Palanisamy's residence also is. Not many supporters as such who have gathered. Today is a crucial day, and it could swing either way, really, Avantika, because at this point, point, we're seeing a major shift as far as these MLAs are concerned. We know that one MLA from Coimbatore North, Arun Kumar, has now decided to boycott the floor test. He was in the EPS camp, so that's brought their number down by one. And of course, now it remains to be seen whether 5 more MLAs, 5 to 6 MLAs, if they switch OPS side, then it's game over for Edapadi Palanisamy. So of course a lot hinges on these MLA support. Many of them have maintained a very stoic silence over the last few weeks. Yes, they've been cooped up at the Golden Bay Resort, so we'll have to see if they come out, if they go to the assembly, and if it's a secret ballot, if they choose O Pannirselvam over E Palanisamy. These are questions, of course, that we will possibly get answers for in the next few hours, which is why, of course, as I was pointing out earlier as well, Avantika, there's a big push not just from Pannirselvam but also from the DMK to have a secret ballot, because they believe that then MLAs could cross vote for Pannirselvam. The things could be in his favour. The speaker as of now is playing his cards close to his chest. He hasn't mentioned whether this will be a secret ballot or whether there will be open voting. So those are questions, of course, that we need some sort of clarification on. But there's no doubt that even as Palanisamy has boasted of having the numbers, he is still a little jittery. Yesterday as well, he made his way to Coimbatore, nearly had a 6-hour meeting with the MLAs present there. Now, if he was assured of their support, what was the need for this last-minute marathon meet is another question that definitely needs to be answered. And it's definitely raised a lot of eyebrows as well, Avantika. Many saying that possibly he's not sure whether these MLAs will in fact choose him over Pannirselvam, because their political futures are also at stake.
Yes.
I mean, you look at the kind of reactions on social media, look at the kind of public sentiment. You know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that their political future is at stake. The public has very clearly said that they want Pannirselvam, but the MLAs, really, it comes down to them whether they will listen to the public's voice or choose according to what they believe is best for the party.
Absolutely. In fact, the AIDMK whip has also issued a directive to all party MLAs to attend the assembly and to vote in favour of the motion. Ashish, you're outside the Golden Bay. You've been there for as long as the MLAs have been there. There's been, so much of frenzy in the state of Tamil Nadu and in this particular resort. So what can we expect today? What are you seeing around you? Are you seeing a huge presence of police personnel as well to ensure, that these MLAs are being safeguarded? Because it's a crucial day today for the EPS VKS camp as well. Okay, I'm going to go back to Ashish in just a bit. Well, the stage is set for the newly appointed Chief Minister E.K. Palanisamy to prove his majority on the floor of the House, and ahead of the big trust vote, Edapadi Palanisamy faction is quite confident of winning the trust vote as it claims to have 121 MLAs on its side. Meanwhile, the political slugfest has only intensified as the AIDMK chief loyalist Palanisamy will be challenged by the ousted Chief Minister O Pannirselvam, who also has a wafer-thin support of 12 MLAs. I'm going to go straight across to Akshata Nandgopal, who's outside Mr. O Pannirselvam's residence. Akshata, can you just clarify this for us right now? If I just ask you briefly, how many MLAs are there in the EPS camp and how many MLAs are there in the OPS camp, with the recent news of Mr. Arun Kumar and yesterday's news of Mr. K. Nataraj threatening to vote against Edapadi Palanisamy?
So let's break this down for our viewers very quickly, Avantika. Yes, EPS camp claimed they had 124 MLAs supporting them. Then we saw what happened with Mylapore MLA Nataraj coming to OPS's camp. So that happened. So their number came down to 123. Today, Coimbatore North MLA Arun Kumar has said that he will not be voting, that he is going to boycott the floor test. So that brings down the EPS camp number to 122 because he said that he is not shifting to the OPS camp. OPS's numbers remain at 11, including O Pannirselvam himself. So it's 122 versus 11. All that OPS needs is for 7 MLAs to defect now. If 7 of them join his side, his number comes up to 18. And if he joins hands with the DMK, then he has the magic figure with him. On the other hand, if 7 from EPS's side come to OPS, then EPS's camp comes down to 115. We know that 116 is the number required. So that essentially means that Palanisamy will lose the floor test. At this point, those are the numbers, 122 versus 11. all we need is for 7 MLAs to change over to O Pannirselvam's side to really change fortunes of the former Chief Minister. So we'll have to, of course, wait and watch to see what happens. And 7 is not a big number by any chance, Avantika, especially considering that very few MLAs have spoken out so far. You know, you could see more than 7 easily joining over to the O Pannirselvam side in the case of a secret ballot. So those are things that we have to keep in mind, which is why we're also saying that, you know, things that could happen in the next few hours will be very, very unpredictable. It's really coming down to the wire here, because over the last few days, despite Edapadi Palanisami's attempts really to reach out to the MLAs, every single day he's made his way to the Golden Bay Resort. At the end of the day, you're still seeing some MLAs backing off, some of them leaving from the Golden Bay Resort, some of them joining O Pannirselvam here at his residence, and now one of them also saying very clearly that he's not happy with the leadership, he's not happy with either camp in the AIADMK, and he's chosen to boycott the floor test, which will be no doubt a huge blow for Palanisamy.
Oh yes, let's see what happens, Akshata. Very tense moments there for